reason to make film postcards was to bring the film approach to social media in a way that was efficient and that allowed us to make a poetic representation of what we wanted to say. And the second one was to make catharsis. As writers, we always find in words a way to express and to deal with what's happening, and in this particular case it was about a broken heart. And so those two elements mixed gave us an outlet to be able to provide a different experience that emulated physical postcards, but in an audiovisual way that resembled film.
What I felt when I saw this season for the first time was that I had never seen this type of format in the content that I saw on the internet. It was something new and interesting, combining the idea of a postcard with the visual. It was an opportunity to offer a way of telling a more intimate story, cinematic, but also with a touch of the old vibe or the nostalgia that we connect with postcards. I don't know, it's cool to think that maybe we can have a new way of sending postcards.
The most different thing about this project was writing all of the scripts after all of the shots were recorded, which is essentially the inverse process that we do in normal filmmaking. And the biggest challenge of making this has been writing in a way that isn't very common to see in audiovisual projects, since it has basically just one-way dialogue in a voiceover, and being able to tell a story through some sort of poetic narrative.
The first season of Film Postcard introduces to a universe where emotions and sensations are the narrative line of the story. At some point, we have all felt the absence of someone, and how that makes overwhelming thoughts born from that broken heart. This season has as its main characteristic that words that we always wanted to say to the one who left, to the hopelessness of losing a love, and of surrendering to that longing when remembering. For me, the season could be described as Carrie Fisher said, "Take your broken heart, make it into art."
The kind of message that I want people to receive from this season is to be able to do catharsis of a really hard time in your life, in this case heartbreak, through a really healthy vehicle, which is writing. Whether you're a writer or not, I'm sure you've written letters to someone at some point in your life, or you've wanted to write some of your feelings into a paper or your phone or whatever. So just being able to deal with heartbreak through writing is a really good catharsis exercise.
Film Postcard became a refuge and my opportunity to have a kind of catharsis, but also to experiment with a new ways of creating, writing, and conceiving a short film. It is and will always be a pleasure to create these stories that have so much of the hearts of each of the artists that we collaborate in this project.